Huff, huff. Arg, how did I get into this pickle? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. She celebrates Christmas. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial." Same courtroom. April 11, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Same judge? Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. Ho, 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 ho. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Yes, but I have handcuffs right here. Let go of my lapples. Humph, you obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I mean, I'm so sorry, it's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Did we know his name was Marvin before? Mia and Marvin and Maya? Actually, this is my second time in court. Yes, but it's your first time as a lawyer. Still, you surprised me. What, with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What, and you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. Can we look? Oh shit. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Oh man, this is relevant. Cough, sniffle, good morning there, everybody. Okay, but it said... When it said 5 years earlier, did it mean 5 years earlier from what we just saw that was going on with Phoenix, or did it mean 5 years earlier from the main timeline of the games that we've been following so far? I guess we'll find out. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No prob. Whoa, the animations. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. And you didn't tell your doctor that it goes against your freedom as a citizen of the world? Like, wow. Sheep. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. But please, let go of my shirt. Cough. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Same judge, but that trial... If the judge has hair, I'll be so happy. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Please, Harry Judge, it's been 1 year since then. And well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself. For all of our sakes. April 11, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Aww. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Whoa! Is that a new sprite kind of thing going on? Oh man, cool. I really was reacting to how different she looked. I wasn't reacting to these. Like, I really was reacting to how different her face looks. Alright. Still, I'm not, you know, whatever. Like, you know what? They put a fucking thing on the stand. It's fine. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, you have hair, though! Oh, man! defense today is, Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there? Yes, well, he can no longer talk. It's true, Your Honor, I can. Well, okay. You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Oh, terrifying. Of course, Your Honor. I think... Oh, she does the same hand slam that Phoenix does. That's where he learned it from. It's a tough look. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Oh, because swallow pill? Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. What was that, like the torn wire up top? Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Slam fucking dunk. The crime took place behind an IVU building. If I right click, I can see it, right? Nope. Tab? That's it. Alright, tab. What's going on with the torn electrical cable? Were they just standing having a conversation and it like came down and like tased him, and Phoenix was like, oh man, I hope he's okay. Oh man, he's fucking dead. And like, did it hit the umbrella? Looks pretty bent. Yeah, fatal electric shock. Alright, there we go. I'm a lawyer! Can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Hee. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. Points to the court record. It was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? Oh, but how could such a thing happen? We don't fucking know, but did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. Oopsie, whoopsie. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I don't. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. Show me what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Alright, so we go to profiles. And probably the girl, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 20. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. The victim, he was a fourth year. Okay, so he kind of looks like Unguard. Alright, I'm guessing it's just this. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Fey. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Girlfriend, though? Like, Phoenix? But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Damn, Phoenix confirmed to be canonically bi. Respect. Clearly she has some part to play in this story. Ah, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? I was in jail. Oh, achoo, shows you Mr. Wright, you understand that you were suspected? Shit, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was achoo, cough. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. I loved how they're never gonna have to explain why it is that the judge didn't recognize Phoenix before, because it's the judge. He's just in one eye out the other, the victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you... Oh, the point! Why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Oh man, quite the hand on you too. Good job. Shit. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? What is a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Okay, I'm guessing it has to be that. Alright, so we're going to present the crime scene photo that he doesn't have it, unless we go to the profiles first. Wait, what am I doing? I'm a lawyer! Oops, sorry, this is all still kind of new to me. Well, I've got something new for you too. A new penalty. Objections. He was always over you Jack on the back of his shirt. Okay, it has to be that. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. Your Honor. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body, but if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. What is this music? That's right, you've been lying to me. Shit. Please forgive me, wow! This is our hero, everybody. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? He. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? What? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Did you lift fingerprints from it or something? Like, where's this going? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? It's in my ass. Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Oh my god! Well, what's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. The victim had a cold too and had his own bottle of Cold Killer. Okay, where are you going with this, Mr. Payne? There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, because Phoenix wrote his name on it. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? Ugh. I'm secretly a robot. This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids is a weird word. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department. Is that what the P stands for? So we agreed to meet at 2:45 in the building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. That's why he took the Cold Killer X. Everyone called him the Alchemist of IVU. Alchemist? I see. Fucking Full Metal. I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious, a little sus. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. However, there is one mystery that still remains. How the fuck did he kill him? There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish murder method. Can't right now. Okay, well, I mean, I can point something on it by pointing to this right here. But is that what it wants? I'm gonna guess yes. Okay, so it stopped a little after 3. Alright. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Hee 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 hee. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie, but even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Humph, of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Wow, Mia. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Alright, so that was the right photo, right? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's what is that? Some sort of snake? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable? Yes, that is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Wouldn't any cable that's running electricity around a place be able to kill you? Like, you know what? I don't know enough about that. Anything that's powering a street or anything like that would certainly, but whatever. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Achoo. It was Dahlia. She cut the cable, trying to kill both of them because she's sick of both of their shit. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints. You mean that the defense fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket, the palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left the print like that. He touched him. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim toward the severed electrical cable that he severed earlier and let it hang there, and Doug was like, oh shit, I wonder what that's behind me. Doesn't matter, let's just carry on this conversation. Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Really? Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is so... No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time, I prepared to render a verdict in this case. Damn. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, I don't have a cold. No matter what it is you have to say. I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further cough. Alright. Brace for bullshit. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. Shit. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Aw, man, Phoenix. And then he was hurt, so I gave him some of my cold killer X to perk him up. What you said? Was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, that's what I think. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. You're pretty fucked, Phoenix. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem shh. When I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? It was this bird carrying a fucking chainsaw going toward the cables up above our head. But I was like, oh, I don't know what that's all about. And I just walked away. I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap, you know, come to think of it. I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha, could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. Dolly! When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? No, the umbrella actually went really high up in the air. I went on the cable, and that was just enough to snap it. Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Dude, you're on trial for killing him. God, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. Okay, so I think it's in the picture. The umbrella's here. So how was he under it? He must have gotten back up again after that, right? Also, he's on his stomach, whereas Phoenix said he knocked him on his back, but maybe that's not really important. Taking a look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order! 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 The victim! He moved! Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo. Where's it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. Oh, do we get to see young Gumshoe? I want to present it as evidence immediately. Umbrella added to the court record. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. What is this Final Fantasy music? I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. Sure. No. Time for a recess? I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix testimony adds to the court record. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Hee 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 hee. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. Oh man, she's gonna throw us under the bus! Oh, she tried to kill us both. That's right. She was the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Was she trying to kill Phoenix because she wanted to go back with Doug Swallow? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least he told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Oh. Sorry, I have to move. My neck hurts from looking at the screen at this angle. Oh. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll clear me. Nope. She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life. Huh. Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, what is this? Is this the Kingdom Hearts crossover? One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. Sure, as soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Okay, what the fuck is going on? She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Is it her gamer bathwater? It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. It's lightning in a bottle. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Oh, fucking help me. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. How did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took a keen interest in this case. Dahlia was murdered in the courthouse and now she's a ghost. You believe... That's her phylactery, Phoenix. She gave you her phylactery. She's a fucking lich. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. An article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. Can I read this? Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Was he also electrocuted? I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. April 11, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Alright, not creepy at all. What the fuck? What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Evil for sure. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Oh, thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Aw, she's so nice. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Aw, man, nice. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeney wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes, I can see why you'd say that. Alright, you know what? I'm interested. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Like, this is way better than the other two introduction cases from game 1 and 2. Like, I mean, like, they were really simple because they're introducing some shit, but, like, this is simple so far, straightforward so far for the most part. You know, I'm predicting bullshit, but it seems fine. But, like, I'm really interested. I have no idea where this is going. Like, what the fuck? She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. Oh, I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. God damn it, Feeney. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. Do we have something that we can present for that? The push? Shit. Fingerprints is here with the hands. God damn it. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? The defense's palm print. Oh, okay, it just does it for you. Okay, the defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. I'm starting to doubt Phoenix's testimony. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony for the first time. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. You plan to go back to Feeny's place after class was over? No one would ever do that with Feeny. He has a cold. Mr. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. Okay, so why would they have to call the authority? What does it want from me? Is it didn't hear the sound of the umbrella, or is it this? Or does it want... I mean, I feel like we jumped from the back one before. Okay, let's try this one and see if that's it.
Objection!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? That's kind of weak. We don't know what the noise even was. Well, maybe the noise wasn't that all that memorable.
Objection!
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Maybe the noise was coming from really far away, and that was just as, you know, you couldn't hear it if you were any further away. May I have a moment to answer? But by all means, I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Very, very frightening. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. Sorry, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. He. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. The testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She was listening to music. There was lightning. She didn't hear anything. She was music. There was lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, No! I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered, but that very premise itself was mistaken. But we already know is the cable. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bullet. It hit the cable. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty verdict now, I think. He. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I checked the records. There were no lightning bolts recorded in that whole day. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day that... What's more... we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Bain. Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. Who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the court testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. And who severed it? The Thinker. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of the death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. At 3 p.m. But the watch says, it's a little past 3. His watch just ran a little fast. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Like from an umbrella? Student's testimony added to the court record. Yep. Seems legit. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Well, let's see the fucking bird report. Any birds fucking land on any cables that day when you were checking the fucking lightning strike cameras? Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? The umbrella. The umbrella. It was the umbrella. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor, I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense. That was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor. Ugh, ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me more. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the umbrella. Well, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Shit. Is it a who instead? I straight up don't know. Alright, let's just go through the list. Let's say it was Phoenix. Please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Okay. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Phoenix's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Okay. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. It was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. No, I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Okay. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. Getting shoved into the pole made it break in the middle? Like, if the victim was shoved into the far pole, then it couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order. Order in the court. The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. Damn, that was pretty good. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any something. Dahlia, Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge? Of course, as many times as you want. Of course, it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. Alright, so I think that last round was kind of dumb, but let's keep going. What I witnessed, part 2. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Okay, so it's that, around 3 p.m. Oh, okay, so 2:55 p.m. is when the power went out, when the cable snapped, and then he was killed at 3. So does it want that? Does it want this? Or does it want the watch? Shit. Well, I mean, I think all 3 of these should work, but I'm gonna go with this one. Fuck! Alright, well, I'm sure. Alright. Let's try this one. There we go. That's enough witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take. Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. Okay, so the watch would have worked, and the other one, and the one I picked would have worked, but the time of death doesn't? It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye. My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Ah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? I was listening to my favorite song. It was a really long death metal song. The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order. Order in the court. This is nonsense. The real murderer... Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Me. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer. Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is this real killer? It's Dahlia. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Whoa! How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I thought it was a minute, but you know, the fight went on for a lot longer. It just felt like a minute, because it was such a cool battle. But I believe that you did lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Miss Faye. What? I mean, why, Miss Hawthorne? I believe you did witness the 2 men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. It was me. It wasn't Dahlia. That's you. You? What is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Or achoo. Leave my dolly alone. Sigh, that boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head, like I am with my hemorrhoids. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. If you just tuned in, that's something he says. That's not me. It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Police report adds to the court record. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Whoa! Now the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? I wasn't listening, Your Honor. Oh, very well. I guess we're done. Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Sniffle. Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. This is something that you do. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, but please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for my poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. You just like to kill people. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. Updated police report. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. How many people have been murdered in this courthouse? And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence to suggest that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Ooh, okay, go ahead. Very well then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. Ba-da-ba-da-bum, How I Met My Feeny. Alright, this is gonna take like 10 seasons. Alright, what's this police report all about? Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria, date time August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28, occupation lawyer, suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. The traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Alright, so she just carried poison in her necklace and she gave that to Phoenix and she just let him walk around with that for the whole time? I hope that she like took it away from him and changed it out for just normal water in the time. I hope it's still not poison. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. Courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time and has nothing to do with our murder case. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I was reading. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. What's it on? Courthouses. You were writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Ho ho ho, that sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. Okay, so the contradiction is going to be in this police report. Let's see. So, 4 p.m. Is it that she was a suspect in this, or... Okay, so... that one. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Who the fuck is that? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. Okay, good enough for me. You heard it all. She's under oath. She wouldn't lie. That'd be illegal. I see. Okay, I tried. Okay, all right. I tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. Special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh, and where would something like that come from? I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Maybe you would need a pharmaceutical student. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? I asked my Dougie to make me some poison, and he said, what is it for? And she was like, I just want to have some. And he's like, okay, I'll make it for you. And then 8 months later, he was like, wait, I gave her that poison. So you'd see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get poison like that. I saw Phoenix walking around with that chain because he shows it to everyone. I was like, wait, that's the poison I gave to her. Yeah, there we go. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend's lab? But boyfriend, you mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. For pharmacology? How unreasonable! His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! No! Order, order, order! Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madame Fay? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee is 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Maybe you just put it in like a little plastic thing and then flush it down the toilet while you're gone for 10 minutes. This is dumb. She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of someone that small. That's true. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying that I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. If you want to accuse a lady of committing a murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? All right, so this one, yeah. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Who conveniently left before they started doing the courthouse search. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. Fucking sus. Well, what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. That music cut out suddenly, huh? Whoa, what are you doing here? All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? Deadly poison? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. Actually, however, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Meanwhile, Phoenix just sucking on the necklace. No, what? Order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Whoa! Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is she's madly in love with you because of that necklace, to keep you quiet. Well, I mean, 2 or 3 both work here. I'm going necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you'd love to wear around your neck. But my necklace, back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing. Please give it back now. So why don't you? What a strange girl asking for us back like that. How do those conversations go? For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. Why not? To make things worse for her, you insist on showing it to everyone you met. That's... Please, give it back now. And he's like, haha, you're so funny, Dolly. No, please give it back. Haha, you and this classic prank. Haha, where do you want to go on tonight's date? Let's go to the movies, but please give it back now. Haha, maybe after the movie, ask me again. Alright, movie's over. Can I have it back now? Haha, no. And then he just goes to bed. Like, what the how has this been going on for 8 months? 8 months, he just keeps saying no. What? I don't believe. No, that's a lie. Wow. Mia, are you alright? Bailiff, hurry, after him. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no, my hemorrhoids. What is it? The bottle necklace, Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone! What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. Is it? I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright. Okay, now it's just kind of dumb that the judge doesn't remember him after he pulls this shit. Yeah, but it's still udgy judgy. What did you do with the bottle necklace? Unless is it like the judge is kind of like fucking like Nurse Joy and policewoman fucking Terry, whatever her fucking name is in Pokemon? Is there like fucking like 200 of him? What do you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. Oh, he actually, like, he didn't just swallow it, he ate it. What? Wasn't there glass? But yeah. Ugh, what the? What? What is he doing now? Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much like. Well, it was trace amount. They still have to check. This isn't proof shit. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. It took 2 teaspoons. The bottle must not have any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright. Okay, she's saying it. That's good. Alright. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that... Did he just follow? That's it for... But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. She gave me tea just earlier. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Ugh. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the verdict. Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. What about the pills? I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing that happened 8 months ago. Okay, so in terms of like a tutorial kind of trial, like I find that some of this has been just a little tricky. Like there hasn't been anything that's like super taxing, and admittedly I have to wonder if some of it is because it wants something very specific and another answer would fit, but it wants like this one and no other. But yeah, it's been it's been a little trickier than I expected for the tutorial one. Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that day, at that time too. Could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? Oh, she's wearing gloves. She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, that is, the defendant is... Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. She's a poison thief! The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before. And actually, her motive was for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Fay. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Well, I mean, like, really? She was planning to kill Phoenix? Just to get the bottle back? Like that? What? He wouldn't listen to the point that she was gonna kill him to get the bottle back? Had she been like dosing him slowly over the time, but the fucking cough medicine was counteracting it? Okay, let's go for it. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that one person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. What's with it changing between like that? I'm not sure about that. That's kind of weird. How can that be? Am I hitting the button too soon or something? Oh, I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. And now Phoenix has eaten it. But even so, why? Why would she go as far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. Had to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. She should have eaten it. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Did she make him the sweater as a look? I made you the sweater. Now can I have the bottle back? And he's like, thanks for the sweater. No. She just keeps escalating more and more gifts. Can I have the bottle back? No. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Feeny, what a joke you are. Uh-oh, true form Dahlia coming up. Damn. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne! It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. Damn, how do you have the butterflies in on it? Ugh. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. Do you have another simp over in the corner who's got, like, remote control butterflies? Bring in the butterflies. I'm in cute mode, but we're not finished. Fine. Then, uh-oh, they're going away. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. It's gotta be the umbrella, right? She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Mr. Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. In here? Oh. Oh. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. Well, what? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Oh, she did the same! Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. In the reading room, sorry, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared, but what she couldn't count on is the brittle power lines of IVU. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your fucking low engineering standards. Rude. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. Merry Christmas. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim, and on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine that, even though it's been in police custody, no one checked for poison. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. She gave him a pill that he couldn't swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? That's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Huh? Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Oh, she dared you! Oh, whoa, pounding the gavel. Oh, can't go back on the dare. Come on, do it. Do it. Gert, Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? This was a very big improvement. That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Huh? Well then, Mr. Judge. I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Why, yes. I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Oh, is she gonna come for revenge against Phoenix? Because Mia's deed. Okay. Phew. It's finally all over. She's gonna force someone to channel Mia to get her revenge. Even from beyond the grave, you can't get away from me. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. Aw, man, she's feisty. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Alright, Mia, I heard you were dead, so I killed myself too. Now you channel that person, I'm gonna channel this person. Let's go! Afterlife duke out in the courtroom. Aw, man, he lost some hair. Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne. This can't be happening. It's an... Oh, wait, what? I thought... Shit. Sorry, I meant to hit the court record. I thought it was, I thought Diego was her boyfriend, and that was it. It's not? They know each other from somewhere else, too? Or are they gonna explain that now? Is it anything further to say? Sorry, I just skipped over 2 lines accidentally. It can't be true. Very well, then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Confetti court! Confetti court! Woo! This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Seriously, you need to stop going around telling everyone about your hemorrhoids, bro. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe you could stop talking about that? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we, veteran lawyers, who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Are we never gonna find out about the sweater? Thanks. You know, I was thinking, go on, the dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand. She was super hot. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But, out of all of my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Fucking Zoomers. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Same as Faye. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges, and I still haven't pooped out the glass. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend, but Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories, but it also brings up some very precious ones, and memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix! No matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom, but that is a story for another day. I was willing to turn about memories at the end. Alright, so I think that was the best intro case. I think it was also the longest one, wasn't it? But it had some complete fucking batshit part. Who the fuck is this person? What fucking Geordie LaForge, Geralt motherfucker? What?